Good morning, students, and welcome to another online biology classroom of St. Michael's Academy. Today, as usual, I'm continuing breathing and respiration. So, this is the last part of this chapter. So, let's start. What is respiratory volume and vital capacity? Lung volumes are also known as respiratory volumes. It refers to the volume of gas in the lungs at a given time during the respiratory cycle. Lung capacities are derived from a summation of different lung volumes. The average total lung capacity of an adult human male is about 6 liters of air. Now, four standard lung volumes, namely tidal or TV, inspiratory reserve or IRV, expiratory reserve or ERV, and residual volumes or RV are described in your literature. That means in your book you can see. So alternatively, the standard lung capacities are inspiratory, that is IC, functional residual, that is FRC, vital, that is a VC, and total lung capacities, that is TLC. Then what is vital capacity? The vital capacity or VC measures the maximum amount of air that can be inhaled or exhaled during a respiratory cycle. It is the sum of the expiratory reserve volume, tidal volume, and the inspiratory reserve volume. The inspiratory capacity or IC is the amount of air that can be inhaled after the end of a normal expiration. In the diagram, you can see the inspiratory reserve volume, total lung capacity actually it has been seen. So it includes inspiratory reserve volume, tidal volume, expiratory reserve volume, and residual volume. And along with this, you can see in the same diagram vital capacity also. What is inspired air? Air enters the lungs or inspiration provided the larynx is open. When the air pressure within the alveoli exceeds atmospheric pressure, air is blown from the lungs. That is expiration. The flow of air is rapid or slow in proportion to the magnitude of the pressure difference. Now, what is expired air? The air that moves out of the chest during expiration is called expired air. It contains a higher percentage of carbon dioxide and a lower percentage of oxygen compared to the inhaled air. Now, what is alveolar air? Alveolar air represents the air located in the respiratory parts of the lungs, which takes part in gas exchange with the blood in the pulmonary capillaries. Alveolar air, therefore, is a physiological quantity and does not represent the air located strictly in the anatomical alveoli. Now, see in the first picture, in case of inspiration and expiration, inspired air and expired air has been shown in a volumetric condition. And in the second diagram, alveolar ventilation, that means alveolar air has been shown, that is also in a volumetric condition. Now, what is dead space? Dead space in biology is a volume of a breath that does not participate in gaseous exchange. It is ventilation without perfusion. Physiologic or total dead space is the sum of anatomic dead space and alveolar dead space. See in the first diagram, abnormality, low perfusion results in alveolar dead space. That is shaded part or shaded portion of the airway has been shown like this. Now we are going to start some disorders related to respiration. First one disorder is a very well-known disorder, that is asthma. Asthma is a condition in which your airways narrow and swell and may produce extra mucus. This can make breathing difficult and trigger coughing, a whistling sound, that is wheezing when you breathe out, and shortness of breath. For some people, asthma is a minor nuisance. See in the diagram, at the time of asthma, what is the actual condition of lungs that has been shown over here. Number 2, that is emphysema. Emphysema is a lung condition that causes shortness of breath. In people with emphysema, the air sacs in the lungs or alveoli are damaged. Over time, the inner walls of the air sacs weaken and rupture, creating larger air spaces instead of many small ones. See in the first diagram, in case of alveoli, that means affected alveoli has been shown over here. And number 3 is occupational respiratory disorders. First one is asbestosis. This condition is caused when a person breathes in tiny asbestos fibers. Second one, coal workers. Pneumoconiosis or black lung disease. This is caused by inhaling coal dust. Third one is silicosis. This condition is caused by breathing in airborne crystalline silica. Number 4, bicyanosis. Number 5, hypersensitivity pneumonitis. Number 6, work-related asthma. So, in the next or second diagram, a special type of disease, lung disease, has been shown, where actually asbestos fibers of lungs, when damaged, it has been shown over here. It may cause lung cancer also. This is also due to occupational respiratory disorders happens. Now number 4 is tuberculosis. Tuberculosis or TB is a contagious infection that usually attacks your lungs. It can also spread to other parts of your body, like your brain and spine. A type of bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis causes it. In the first diagram, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, that type of bacteria has been shown in the index of the picture. And the affected lungs also has been shown. Now number 5 is lung carcinoma. Lung carcinoma is the leading cause of cancer-related death worldwide. About 85% of cases are related to cigarette smoking. Symptoms can include cough, chest discomfort or pain, weight loss, and less commonly, hemoptysis. However, many patients present with metastatic disease with or without any clinical symptoms. So actually lung carcinoma is lung cancer. So I have shown in the next picture what is lung cancer actually. See here, one lung is completely affected by this. Number 6 is hypoxia. Hypoxia is a condition in which the body or a region of the body is deprived of adequate oxygen supply at the tissue level. Hypoxia may be classified as either generalized, affecting the whole body, or local, affecting a region of the body. So in this picture, hypoxia affected the palm. Now next one, number 7 is apnoea. Apnoea is temporary cessation or breathing, especially during sleep. You can see in the picture it has been clearly shown normal airway and obstructive sleep apnoea. That time also that affected airway also has been shown. Now number 8 is hyperpnoea. Hyperpnoea in British English or US hyperpnea, an increase in the breathing rate or in the depth of breathing as after strenuous exercise. Number 9 is dyspnoea. Dyspnoea is difficult or labored breathing. In case of dyspnoea, actually what happens to the lung, a small picture, this picture is depicted about this dyspnoea. Number 10 is mountain sickness. Altitude sickness, the mildest form being acute mountain sickness or AMS, is the negative health effect of high altitude caused by rapid exposure to low amounts of oxygen at high elevation. Symptoms may include headaches, vomiting, tiredness, trouble sleeping, and dizziness. Number 11 is asphyxia. Asphyxia is a condition arising when a body is deprived of oxygen, causing unconsciousness or death, suffocation. Stages of childbirth means from childhood. Actually, if you have this disease, then you can see this diagram. Actually, at the time of childbirth, first two picture is normal childbirth, but second two, in case of second two pictures, generally this disease happens. Number 12 is acclimatization. Acclimatization is the process or result of becoming accustomed to a new climate or to new conditions. See, in that first diagram, you can understand what is actually this disease. And number 13 is Kazan disease. Acute decompression syndrome or Kazan's disease is an acute neurological emergency in divers. It is caused due to release of nitrogen gas bubbles that impinge the blood vessels of the spinal cord and brain and result in severe neurodeficit. There are very few case reports in Indian literature. You can see, you will understand for the diver how this disease came. For any doubts or queries, please email me at sudeshnavan.sma@outlook.com. We also welcome your responses by way of your views and feedback on the PPTs or videos at feedback.stmichaelsacademy@gmail.com. So thank you students and have a nice day. Hope all of you are well.